The second demo of the night is going to be focused on Krimbo, an 18-year-old player from Germany who I haven't had a massive experience of casting, if I'm going to be completely honest. I got a chance of casting him a little bit on Big Academy in some of the 9-to-5 cups, maybe 2 or 3 best of 3s at most. And look, he was really impressive. He was a player that for me, in the games that I got to cast from him in particular last year, and saw from him from a side when there were some other casters covering the Big Academy matches, he looked to be like one of the most impressive elements. I thought he was a really consistent rifler. He was really good in clutches, and he's super young too. He's only 18 years old. I know that he played on Planet Key Dynamics in like early 2019, Euronics too, and then on Big Academy in 2020 was his HLTV debut. Now, we got to play with Big Academy over the course of pretty much the entire year, and he looked, you know, very solid. And I sort of looked at this play and I was like, you know, where can he go? Because there aren't really that many top German teams that I would have thought would have maybe tried someone like him. Like, you've got Sprout, who I know that they've got a couple of stand-ins. I think Dexter, actually, from a Sparta, is standing in for them in the EEC or the German Nationals in a couple of days' time. And Dia's coming back to stand in with them, but they've picked up SPARX and Cressy from Alternate aTTaX, and that changes a lot of things now, because you're kind of thinking, well, Alternate aTTaX have lost a couple of players, what can they do? Well, they signed Crystal from Godsend's bench over to this Alternate aTTaX side. They pick up Krimbo, and they pick up paniX, and I'm looking at it and thinking, damn, you know, this is a chance a really strong in-game leader like Crystal can bring these sort of up-and-comer players, Krimbo in particular. Now, on the 12th of January, Krimbo had his debut for Alternate aTTaX, and this was against a team called SPARX in the United Pro Series Winter 2020, which is a German event, German coverage, but I took glances out on Inferno, which is going to be the map that we're focusing in on particular. Krimbo had an incredible map. He posted over 30 kills, but his T-side was nuts. He went 17-4, put up over 120 ADR, a 2.02 rating on his debut match against SPARX for Alternate aTTaX. I mean, what better way? Yes, it wasn't the first map in the best of 3, but it was the map pick of Alternate aTTaX, and on debut, this guy was absolutely banging heads, banging as a T-side lurk out from the apartments. Very, very similar playstyle to someone like Flit on Forza, so what better way to sort of have a look at these intricacies of Krimbo than just to jump straight into the game? Okay, this is a little bit intriguing. A lot of the time for a T-side, for like a default for second mid, you might want to just molly out Boiler in case anyone gets aggressive. This is actually a molly that bounces off the door, that lands towards like the entrance of the apartments to stop any kind of aggression. So you'll see it land right here. And that just means that any of the CTs wanting to try and push forward, you know, maybe get into this cubby position or try and push through the stairs, are just going to get completely blocked by that molly. So, different ways of putting the molly down. Well, going into round 4, there's not really too many upgrades. I mean, Stefan's got a little bit of Kevlar, but his Deagle's for everyone. paniX is just going to be on a Glock, considering probably what's an AWP in the next round. Boost play comes out for the City side. Matrix almost gets caught off. Or Marix? I think Marix. Ooh, okay. So, with so much attention being pulled from the short angle and from the bottom of Banana, Krimbo has actually been able to slow walk into long completely undetected. Now, SPARX will know that they're playing no one towards long, so probably this player on rotation of high ski is just holding Speedway and making sure that if there is a player there, he should be able to deal with it. The thing is, though, Krimbo might be able to deal with him. Oh, the timing on this. The timing on this. Heiski's going to say no one's long. This round, I want to say, is already done. Krimbo gets an easy kill, you would expect, onto the B player. And then from there, B side's open. Let's see how it happens. He's here in the jump spot. He knows he's there towards the broker wall. And at this point, he's just saying to his teammates, don't peek, don't peek, don't peek. And then this should be an M4 easy kill. There it is. M4 gets picked up, gets an incendiary too. Now, he knows, because he came in from Speedway, that rotations are going to take some time from the City side. Oh! Even takes a fight, not only now that he's picked up an M4, but he's not even using the M4. He's just continuing with the Deagle. Oh, confidence from Krimbo. That was such a sick shot. And now it's just down to Tarzan. 1v4. Krimbo's aggressing out from construction. And he hits another fantastic shot with the deagle. And look at what they pick up for it. That was a force buy coming out from... sorry, I should say an eco, because we saw 2 rounds in a row being won from SPARX. All they upgraded there was, what, 4 deagles and a bit of armor. And they get away with a round victory, 2 M4A4s, and an M4A1S. Yeah, Lurk Smoke bounces off the first wall, bounces back, goes out the doorway. Gives himself a little bit of room to work with on the right-hand side of that smoke if he wants to run out to the balcony position. Molly going into pit. Ooh, that is a decent nade. This is looking like it's going to be an apps pop. So Panic doesn't have any flashes, actually. A lot of the time you'll see like the single lurk outside of brackets flash over the top, as well as the apps flashes too. Skrunk's got at least 1 flash, and Krimbo has got 1. But Krimbo's probably not going to flash, considering he's looking like he's going to entry this round. That was a really decent nade, though, onto the T side. That does a lot of damage. But look at how much limited utility there is for SPARX. I mean, they've got a single smoke and flash left for 2 players, and that's it. Molly goes down towards pit. They swing out with the lurk smoke towards the balcony. Devrin finds that first pick. Krimbo drops down towards mini pit, finds 1. Bomb isn't out into the open, but it does need to get picked up. And you can just see for alternate attacks, they're not panicking in this situation. They're in a 4v4. Bomb's been dropped, but they're not just swinging out and wide swinging to the site. Moto Smoke is going to come through. Good lineup again from Krimbo. Now, with that smoke down, they can now deal with the players on the site. Panix was able to get a very nice kill onto SPARX, so that means that there could be the site clear or 1 more player in the site. There is 1 more player here from Tarzan. And you can just see this crosshair placement from Krimbo. Very disciplined, making sure that he's clearing out the site the best that he can. Working around the smoke. Tarzan's been seen. Simple kill out from Krimbo, and he even gets back towards safety. Down to 2 players. This could be an instant save for SPARX, and I think it is. Yeah, they're not interested at all. They're just backing off, backing away. High Ski just jiggle peeking, takes a lot of damage. Molly comes through. That was shit Molly, is what that was, because there is a massive gap on the left-hand side of that for the T's just to run through. High Ski's blind. Easy kill up for Krimbo. That was just poor utility usage from the city side. Good entry coming out for Krimbo. And he seems like a player that, although he's lurking T-side in the apartments, he actually can be in entry positions. We saw the way in which when they went for that apps pop, he was the first one out, now being the entry out towards a B side. So in positions, he can actually be a bit of an entry fragger and take those aggressive duels when needed. Skrunk does fall to an overextending library player, Crystal, with the trade. Krimbo can now start to slow walk out from the apartments. A chance for him to deal with the AWP repositioning back towards the site. That's exactly what happens. High Ski's the last one left, who is the B player, which they know. So they know A is completely open, just get the bomb down. And that just works off timing, works off repositioning. They know that with aTTaX taking Arch/library control and now starting to hear some of the footsteps, especially with the AWP of Devrin getting aggressive towards short, that Krimbo's got a perfect opportunity of overextending, swinging out into the open to catch him, repositioning back into the site. No nades actually coming into the apartments this time around. Bit different. Flash actually comes through, so he's got Molly and he's got a HG, but just decides not to use it. And the 1 round that he doesn't, they get aggressive. I just can see this already of him going down to the AWP. He's got to hit a sick shot to be able to deal with this crossfire. Oh! Okay, you know what, Krimbo? What am I even talking about? I find it comical that he's constantly been mollying that angle in particular. The 1 round he doesn't, they aggressively push in the apartments. And there's a crossfire set between the AWP and the M4, and Krimbo just hits a fantastic wide swing. So, I was going to say secondary kill. Does at least get the assist on that. Skrunk is able to be the one to find it. This kid is insane. Oh my goodness, even on like half HP, he still takes that duel onto SPARX, finds his 2nd kill of the round. Probably could have been 3 if Skrunk didn't find it for him. But yeah, that was an insane level of talent in terms of crosshair placement, reaction time, and just shots banging to that head. Great adjustments, and what else can you say about that? Superb. Clearing out library. Clearing out Pit from this angle can sometimes be tough. Get on top of the bike, or Tarzan saw him, though. I think it went both ways, though. Can at least force in the boast plant. Like, Tarzan's probably not going to peek from this angle, knowing that he doesn't want to give up any 1v1s, so he's just going to stay in the pit. And Krimbo's just not even dealing with him. That is some really good game sense here, coming out from Krimbo. Like, some people can certainly panic in situations like that, knowing that he's at pit, and knowing that he's probably going to be the only A player, and they're still playing 2 at B. He puts in that post plant knowing that Tarzan won't overextend, because if he does, it would be a stupid decision, because that way then he could offer up a 1v1, and now the 2 rotators are alone. Giving himself a bit of an off angle, actually, from default is very aggressive. The thing is, though, he's got 2 players to deal with from long of Marix and Devron. They swing out together, and that was really well played from the City side. They're able to get the retake together. And there it is. SPARX are able to get a 3rd round up on the board. Alternate aTTaX get 12, though, on the T side. Very impressive. And in all honesty, I'm very, very impressed there coming out from Krimbo. You can see that he posts a 17-4 half on the T side. Not a massive amount of utility damage, considering it was consistently nading with HEs and Molotovs towards the apartments, and not a lot of flash assists. But the one thing I think that we really got to see, or at least I got to see in that demo from Krimbo, was great patience and as well adaptability, I should say. You see in positions where he's the lurk in T-side apps pretty much every single round, but then they go for an app swap, he's an entry. He relocates over towards B, he's an entry. So he can actually change his role very, very easily. And I think his knowledge in terms of utility was fantastic. We saw lots of different mollies, nades, and flashes coming through, different variations, and just, although he got 17-4, it doesn't feel like he had a lot of impact in terms of kills. It just almost felt like he was positioning himself so fantastically that a lot of the time, clearing out the apartments, he wasn't taking too many duels. If he was pretty much winning them every single time. And then a lot of the time in the post plants, that's really where I thought we got to see him shine. So, look, Krimbo's going to be a player that I certainly keep a really big eye out for in 2021. I think he could be an absolute star on this team. Certainly as a lurk kind of player, you're not often going to be a star, but I think it's going to be someone that creates a lot of impact. And certainly under some really strong leadership from Crystal and Skunk, I think this guy can go really far. So he's going to be one of my go-to guys to watch for in 2021. Just want to say massive thanks for tuning into this video. Hopefully I'll get this up pretty much as quickly as possible over the next few days. So until then, I will see you in the next video. Hope you have a great evening.